Hello, everyone. This is Lisa Wozniak with Woz Marketing. We help private practice owners grow their private practice through online marketing strategies. And with me today is the great Mike Allison of Mike Allison Coaching. Mike is a professionally certified business and sales coach and founder of Mike Allison Coaching and the SOAR program for achieving high performance. He's focused and committed to helping individual executives and their teams identify and eliminate the non-essential activities they're wasting time on each and every day, so they can focus on the high-value activities that drive outstanding performance and business results. Mike works with some of the world's biggest companies, such as Bayer, Johnson & Johnson, Essilor, Merck, and many more, to help design coaching and training programs focused on helping their sales executives and teams harness their own potential to drive outstanding sales results and increase customer satisfaction. Welcome, Mike. We're thrilled to have you today.
Thank you, Lisa. And I owe you a real big thanks for having me on today and interviewing me. And it's just great to be here.
Well, we are thrilled to have you. You know, the common misconception in the private practice world is many private practice owners don't think in terms of sales and focusing their attention to driving the bottom line. So many private practice owners, particularly within the healthcare industry, are so committed with a big compassionate heart and in serving their clients that they don't think of it as a business and the bottom line. And that's so not true, is it?
You've got to think of the bottom line, because in the end, customer service is a big part of that. But in the end, if none of us are making money, we're not going to be able to continue to serve our customers, are we?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with that in mind, tell me, Mike, how did you decide on your specialty niche? How did you end up here?
Okay. I've been working with senior managers and their teams for quite a few years now. And based on my own observations and also what I hear over and over again, is that these individuals need and want help to focus on the really high value activities so that they can work on their businesses instead of finding that they're spending too much time working in their businesses. And this is a massive problem because of all the distractions that interfere with people's being productive today. In fact, it's such a big problem that I've actually come to believe that helping people learn how to identify and eliminate the non-essential activities that they're wasting time on each and every day is a key skill that people need to learn and develop. And so that's what I'm helping them to do. And the sad thing is that all of the time management tools and books and training, or most of it, that people have been exposed to and are using aren't working, because what I found is that the managers and their teams that I work with, they're busier than ever before, and they're working longer hours than ever before. So the traditional time management, what I call traditional time management, just doesn't work.
That's such an excellent point. And I love how you tapped into the fact that there are so many distractions, so many things that are keeping us away from focusing our attention on the things that make a difference.
Right.
So, well, I'm curious, with that in mind, who's your target market?
My target market are vice presidents of sales, senior sales directors, and then their managers, like first and second line sales managers, and their teams, including their sales reps. Now, having said that, the skills that I coach people to develop and start using can be used by anyone. But that's primarily my target market that I go after, because that's the people I work with.
That's a great distinction. Some of these principles apply across the board. So tell me, Mike, in working with these folks, what have you found? What have you heard and experienced their pain points to be?
Okay, they're overwhelmed. People feel overwhelmed because they think they've got so much on their plates, a proverbial plate. They're sick and tired of unproductive meetings. They're sick and tired of unproductive telephone conferences. They're sick and tired of reading or writing reports that nobody reads. There's just too many emails, too many text messages that they feel they have to read and then reply to. And they're also sick and tired of hearing, I need this right now. Please get this for me done, or get this done right now. So people are so caught up in doing busy work instead of really productive work. And that's what they're tired of. They're tired of not having also personal time where they can spend time doing things they really want to do, like spending more time with their family or with their friends or even on themselves. And so this is one of the things I help people to do, is actually to see that if they have the correct view of time and can identify the non-essentials and get rid of them, they can actually have a lot more time and at the same time be even more productive than they are now.
You know, I love what you said there when you had said that they don't have the correct view of time. That's so critical. I love that. That's a really great statement. I have to tell you, Mike, when you were talking, I got chills, because everything that you had just said reminded me of my days in corporate America, when it just, you know, you'd walk into 100 emails and the phone's ringing, and then you've got a supervisor standing at your desk saying, this isn't done yet. When is this going to get done? As if standing in front of you is going to make it happen that much faster, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I would love to know, specifically, if you can give us a little bit more detail on how you help your target market. What are some of the things that you do to specifically to help them get over that time crunch, that time hurdle, those barriers?
Okay, so what I do is take them through a 4-week Seize the Day and Soar coaching program. So what that involves is, typically we do a 7-minute coaching call every day for 4 days of the week. And during that call, the client sets 3 goals for that day. They have a key or strategic goal, a reluctant or stretch goal, and what we call a champagne goal. The champagne goal is, if your day went perfectly today, if you could accomplish one goal today to make your day such that you would want to pop a cork and drink some champagne at the end, what would that goal be? And so then we do that 4 days a week for 4 weeks. The 5th day each week is a 16-minute call, which is a personal development call, where I work with them on something they personally want to improve in. It could be a skill. It could be perhaps a character trait they want to improve in. And then we do that for a total of 4 weeks. And so then what we do is help them to focus on how to actually achieve those 3 goals. Because here's the thing, you know, everybody's used to making a list of tasks, but tasks and goals are 2 different things. So I try to get people to focus on 3 goals that are actually going to impact the bottom line, their business. 3 goals that are actually going to directly contribute to growing their business and or increasing their customer satisfaction. So it's not just a list of tasks, because anybody can write a list of tasks, but you might have a list of 10 tasks and 8 of them might have no direct relation to growing your business or making a customer happier. So I try to get rid of that and help them focus on tasks, 3 goals that are going to actually impact their business.
You know what I love so much about what you do is the laser focus that you're able to to get people to see during the week. But more than that is that fifth day that you're able to help them with a 16-minute call with their personal development.
Mm-hmm.
What I love so much about that is it, as you had said at the beginning of the interview, it redefines their view of time. And it's able to show them you really are able to have work-life balance. You really are able to accomplish some of the things that really make your heart sing in life. It's just a matter of realigning your priorities. I love that.
Yeah.
So, so tell me, how has this impacted the lives of your clients since they began working with you?
Okay, the impact is dramatic, although I have to say that initially when people hear a 7-minute call every day, like what are we possibly going to accomplish on a 7-minute call? Well, the purpose of the 7-minute call isn't because we're going to accomplish those 3 goals in those 7 minutes, obviously. The purpose of the 7-minute call is for me to hold them accountable to achieving those 3 goals. And what people find then is by the end of the first week, all of a sudden, they realize that they've started to learn how to identify the essential things they should be working on to grow their actual business and improve their customer satisfaction. And they've also learned to identify the non-essential activities and get rid of them by either giving them to someone else or putting them aside and not worrying about them, doing them another time. And that what they start to see is they're really starting to achieve real goals that are helping them work on their business. And so they quickly learn how to focus their work on their business instead of doing busy work in their business, which so many people are wasting their time on. So I'll give you an example of an impact that I've had that's had on one of my clients. I worked with actually a regional sales manager from Johnson & Johnson. And he was complaining to me about all the meetings he had every week. And he said, like, there's just so many meetings. So, like, some days there's 2 meetings. Some weeks he has 7 meetings in 5 days. And most of them are unproductive. So I said to him, well, so what if you just didn't attend them? Oh, no, well, I've got to attend them. Well, I said, why do you have to attend them? Like, who says you have to attend them? Well, my boss sends me the invitation and the agenda, and I've got to go. And I said, well, in those, let's say you have 7 meetings last week. How many of those meetings did you actually need to contribute to? Did you actually have a real meaningful contribution? He said, well, only 2 of them. I said, so if you hadn't been at the other 5, what would have happened? Well, nothing. So I said, would you be willing to try something for this week, for the meetings where you know you don't really have anything to contribute? What if you just sent your boss an email and said, boss, I'm working on blah, 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 such and such a thing on the business that's going to give this result. So I'm not going to be able to attend the meetings, but I really look forward to seeing the minutes from the meetings. And if there's any actions I need to take after the meeting, please let me know and I'll get right on it. And so he did that. And do you know what happened? Nothing. He didn't lose his job. He never got scolded. His boss didn't go through the roof. The business didn't fall apart. In fact, his business did better because he was able to focus on the essential things. So sometimes it's just getting people to be a little bit courageous enough, to be a little bit of a rebel, to say, no, this is not essential. This is not the most important thing I should be doing today. This is not the best use of my time this day. And when people actually have a coach who's giving them the little inspiration or even the courage to do that, they can make dramatic changes. Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, I had a similar situation with a private practice owner that I was working on with regards to their marketing platform. And the same thing. It was like, oh, I don't have the time, you know, and I can't spend this amount of time doing the marketing. Well, when your business is at stake, you know, when your bottom line is at stake, when this is your livelihood and it's a matter of your money coming in the door, I mean, if you just make that priority shift, and that person did, and their practice exploded.
Yeah.
But it's really about the laser focus that you talk about, just stripping everything else away so that you're focused on the bottom line, and that's where real growth starts to.
And I have a few tricks I teach people, like actually techniques on how to focus, how long they should focus, when to stop like during a work day, when to stop and take a break. And I mean a real break, and I do it myself. So I work in chunks of time, but when it's time for a break, then I take a break from work. And actually those breaks, I'll take 3 or 4 or 5 of them during a work day. And they're way longer than people imagine. But man, because your brain needs time to rest, you cannot focus for 8 hours a day. It's impossible. You just become exhausted, and then you can't think properly anymore, and you lose your creativity and your innovation. So these are other things that I coach people to do, and I'm sure you're familiar with some of those techniques too. Yeah,
it does make a big difference. I'm glad that you pointed that out. Taking a break does make a difference. It makes you more creative. It gives more energy. All good things happen from taking a break.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, if you could give someone only one piece of advice, what would that be?
What would it be?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got an unstable connection. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. One piece of advice, what would it be?
Yes.
Here it is. Now, this is related to my niche. To succeed in business and in personal life, working hard is important. We all admire people who work hard. But more effort does not necessarily yield more results. Less, but better does.
Oh, I love that. That is so powerful. I love that. That's fantastic. Yes, I hope everyone writes that down on a piece of paper and tapes it up on their desk to remember that. That's fantastic. So do you have a favorite quote, Mike?
I do. So my quote is a quote from Richard Koch, who's he's a fairly well-known author, and he also is a consultant. He works with big companies and helping them to apply the 80-20 principle.
So for our viewers, can you go over real briefly what the 80-20 principle is?
The 80-20 principle applies in every aspect of life, and people who aren't familiar with it, once they understand it, will start recognizing it in every part of their life. But basically, the 80-20 principle states this: 80% of your results in a given pursuit come from 20% of the actions you take. Okay, so it's the principle. Another way of putting it is the vital few. There are a few things that yield massive results, and there are many things that yield very little results. So once you know what the vital few are, what the 20% that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck are, then you just focus on that 20% and do more of it, and you'll get outstanding results.
Absolutely. So I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Your favorite quote?
That's okay, no problem. So the quotation is this: most of what exists in the universe, our actions and all other forces, resources, and ideas, has little value and yields little result. On the other hand, a few things work fantastically well and have tremendous impact.
Oh, that's good.
So my goal is to help people identify the few things that work fantastically well and will have tremendous impact on their businesses, on their sales, on their customer satisfaction, and in their personal life. And then they soar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Mike, you have a really great offer for folks today. Can you talk a little bit about your special offer and where folks can get it?
Okay, so I offer a completely free 30-minute discovery call with me for anyone who's serious about starting to change their view of time and wants to start focusing on the high-value activities and essential activities they should be engaged in each and every day so they can have more time, not less, and to do other important things besides just working all the time. So on my website at www.mikeallisoncoaching.com, on the menu at the top of the page, on the right, they'll see book a free call. And if they click on that, it will take them to my online schedule, and they can book that free 30-minute call with me. And I can almost 100% guarantee that within that 30 minutes, I can help someone who takes advantage of that call identify one or two regular activities they're involved in that are simply time wasters, so that they can start eliminating them and start focusing on more essential things, the high value stuff, the vital few.
That's incredible value. I mean, when you're looking at a 30-minute phone call, and right within that 30 minutes, you're able to identify a few things that are holding people back. I mean, that's an incredible opportunity. So anyone who's watching this, who wants to get a better handle on getting more done with the resources that they have available to them, I urgently suggest that you take Mike up on this offer. That's Mike Allison Coaching. It's MikeAllison.com, right?
No, MikeAllisonCoaching.com.
Okay. And Allison is spelled Allison.
Correct.
So, if anyone has any questions for you or needs just a little bit of clarity, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you? Like through an email or LinkedIn or?
They can connect with me on LinkedIn. They can email me at mike@mikeallisoncoaching.com. You want me to leave my phone number?
Well, why don't we just leave it at your email address, and then you have a presence
on LinkedIn. Yeah, and mike@mikeallisoncoaching.com. And even people who might communicate with you regularly, if they want to get my phone number through you, that's fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'd be happy to pass that along for anybody who's interested in connecting with Mike. Again, that's MikeAllisonCoaching.com. And certainly take advantage of that free 30-minute consultation so that you can begin to take charge of your private practice, take charge of your business, and reclaim your life. So, Mike, thank you so much for being here with us today. I know that the value that you've provided folks is priceless. And we appreciate it very, very much.
You're very welcome. And thank you so much for having me on today. It's a real privilege.
Okay. Again, this is Lisa Wozniak with Woz Marketing, visiting with Mike Allison at Mike Allison Coaching. Hope you all have a fantastic day and take the time to do the very thing that makes your heart sing.